Sir, I would like us to, with course of our time, just give out a little hint as per the background to the story, as per the welfare of Nigerian workers today. Like, what are the most pressing challenges that Nigerian workers are facing currently in our nation today?
Yeah, Bishop,
Yes, sir.
again, thank you for again giving me the opportunity to have, add my
Thank
voice
you, sir.
into national discourse of this nature.
Mm.
Well, the Nigerian level, the Nigerian workers,
Yes, sir.
just like every other worker, I
Mm.
think that the major pressing issue is welfare.
Mm.
That's
Okay.
what it is. Their major issue is welfare. They need better salary, better wages,
Okay.
and better working environment
Okay.
that will motivate them to do their job.
Mm.
I think that these are some of the challenges, and
Mm.
also these challenges were part of the things that even led to the emergence of workers' union
Mm.
to negotiate
Mm.
for better package and better welfare.
Mm.
I think these some of the things that challenge are challenges to Nigerian workers, and even at currently there are still challenges.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Liberty. All right, so let me just go into my second question. Okay. I will fuse the two questions into one, right?
Mm.
Part A of the question is, um, do you think government have done much when it comes to workers' welfare in Nigeria? And then the second part of the question, how can we improve workers' welfare in Nigeria?
Well, let me say let me uh, be honest,
Okay. Okay.
because as it stands today,
Yes, sir.
in today's Nigeria, where um, inflation
Mm.
bites harder,
Mm.
uh, each month.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm saying in today's Nigeria, where inflation bites harder
Mm.
every now and then,
Mm.
and the cost of living is out of the reach of average Nigerian average worker.
Okay.
Let me be very clear to you
Yes, sir.
that a monthly salary of 70,000 is just approximately $46.
Okay.
This kind of salary is not just insufficient,
Okay.
but it is a stark of symbol of structural poverty.
Mm.
That's how I look at it.
Okay.
Uh, why government officially labels it as minimum wage?
Okay.
In reality, this amount reflects what I call wage crisis
Okay.
that perpetuates suffering and hinders national development.
Mm.
My worry, therefore, is you see the current rates of food inflation in
Excuse me.
Nigeria
Yes, sir.
has made uh, basic nutrition a luxury.
Mm.
And you and I know
Mm.
that staple food
Mm.
like rice,
Mm.
bread, and
Mm.
egg
Mm-hmm.
have more than doubled in price
Mm.
in recent years.
Mm.
And when you bring in housing,
Mm.
transportation, electricity, healthcare costs, they continue to rise.
Mm.
All these things are happening while the average worker earns 70,000 naira
Mm.
a month.
Mm.
So this 70,000 naira a month, Bishop, cannot allow for savings.
Mm.
It can also not allow for emergency planning or
Mm.
investment We can even, it will not even allow our children education. And the implication for all of us, the implication for all of us is that as it stands today,
Yes, sir.
many Nigerian workers with a job
Yes, sir.
still live as if they are unemployed. That's the problem. They still live as if they are unemployed.
Okay.
But Bishop, you know what? When you compare minimum wage, Nigerian workers' minimum wage around what is obtainable globally,
Okay.
you will be amazed because in UK, for instance, minimum wage is almost about $2,500, which is almost like 2.5 million in Nigeria today. Germany pays about $1,775. As even in South Africa here, South Africa pays about 268 naira, which is almost like 350,000 naira today. Today, that is what South Africa pays $268. Now, India has been a country that people consider that it pays the lowest minimum wage. And what is India's minimum wage? India's minimum wage is $48. And when you look at $48 compared to what Nigerian workers are taking home, which is just $46. So you begin to ask yourself, what is going on? So Nigeria minimum wage place it is below the global standard.
Okay.
And the implication for me that this answers your last question. The implication for me really is no country,
Yes, sir.
no country
Okay.
can genuinely combat poverty or boost productivity with a workforce trapped in extreme financial poverty. No country can do that. Now, the implication for all of us
Yes, sir.
is that a workforce that is demotivated, that's a workforce that is not motivated, hungry and overburdened workforce cannot bring any kind of innovation. They can't innovate. They cannot even deliver efficient service or contribute meaningfully to national building. When workers earn wages that really keep them alive, the country suffers from low morale. The country suffers from low morale. Increased immigration. People begin to leave the country and growing informal employment sector. This is the challenge we are facing. This is what the challenge we are facing. But I think that the greatest challenge is that underpaying workers encourages corruption. This is what it does. Underpaying workers encourages corruption, increases dependency on social safety net. That's what these things mean to all of us. And the implication for all this thing is that it further weakens national institution. It weakens our institution. That is that and we need to be serious as a country to understand that poor workforce is not simply labor issue. Poor remuneration we are seeing in Nigeria today is not simply a labor issue. It is a national security and that hinders hinders economic growth. And you ask me question, what needs to be done? And I think that another of your question is that what needs to be done.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm going to.
That I think that if Nigeria is serious about unlocking her economic growth, I think that if Nigeria is serious about unlocking her economic growth, reducing poverty and retaining its talent, the Nigerian state must urgently, when I underline the word urgently, the Nigerian state must urgently, the Nigerian state must immediately overhaul its national minimum wage and its national minimum wage entirely. And this is because the state must convene, must convene a national conversation led by labor unions, economic experts, and policymakers to peg wage, to peg workers' wage to living cost, not political convenience. This is what needs to be done. And beyond raising the minimum wage, there must be policy enforcement to ensure private and public compliance. That's what it is. Because you cannot just say because you are a private sector, you should be paying 10,000 naira a month.
Okay.
The wage reform, my thinking is that the minimum wage reform must be supported by aggressive inflation control. It is not enough to raise minimum wage. And you are not supporting, you are not doing programs that must control inflation. Because by the time you raise minimum wage and inflation takes the money, you have not done any minimum wage. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, because what this means for me really is that the minimum wage that the Nigerian workers are, we are even talking about 70,000 naira. 70,000 naira, what is 70,000 naira into this Nigeria? What that means for me really is that Nigerian workers have no job. Because I had told you before that if you are one of the workers that collects 70,000 naira every month, and you live somewhere like Uba, live somewhere like even in Buhari, that your rent for one bedroom flat is like 1,000,000 naira. If your one bedroom flat is 1,000,000 naira, you are paid almost 83,000 naira every month. You are not even talking about other bills. So your money cannot even fix your bill. And what that means is that you do not have a job. An implication for me, therefore, is that you cannot be talking about fighting corruption in a country where workers are struggling to survive. This is how I look at it, Bishop.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Liberty. I do have, of course, still a couple of questions to ask regarding this subject matter, especially looking at workers' welfare in Nigeria. Right. So let's look at the labor unions, for example, the Trade Union Congress, the Nigerian Labor Congress. Now, do you think in recent times, I know they've clamored for increase in the wages. Today, now they've made a list of demands, and I'm very sure one of the major item on that demand is the increase in the welfare in the tariff. Did I say tariff? In the salaries, let's just say salaries of workers. Now, from before now and even to now, looking at the activities of the labor unions, do you think the labor unions have really done their job or what they are supposed to do in addressing these workers, these challenges occasion as a result of some of these policies of government? Do you think labor unions have really aligned themselves, unlike what we used to have before? Because a lot of persons have said, oh, in those days, labor unions used to be active than this, and then this current labor union is as if they've collected money behind camera, all those things. Do you think the current labor unions, do you think they have really done the needed assignment as per to ask the government to tackle the issue of workers' welfare in Nigeria? That's what I would like to ask you, sir.
Well, Bishop,
yes,
I'm not going to join. I'm not going to join issues about whether labor workers have collected money or not. I don't have such evidence.
Yes, okay.
I don't have such evidence.
Yes.
But let me speak from what I know and what I've perceived.
Okay.
In recent time, the labor union have not really made any appreciable success. They've not represented the workers the way they ought to. Okay. They have not been able to clearly negotiate workers' welfare, because I do not understand Just this morning, I made a call. I needed to change some dollars. As we speak today, dollar is 1,680 naira.
Wow.
Now, even if you want to peg on official rate, you're talking about, there's no official rate anymore. Anyway, there's no official rate anymore because naira has been flown,
Okay.
has been floated.
Floated, yeah.
So what this means is that if you're a labor union member who sits on the table where you're discussing workers' welfare, and you're seeing a liter of petrol 1,000 naira and above, you're seeing the kind of inflation that we have seen in the current time, and you're so comfortable about allowing negotiating minimum wage for 70 naira, $70,000, which is about just like as I had said, for uh, $6. What exactly is that? What are you doing? What kind of negotiation is that? And unfortunately for all of us, it is not even all the governor or the state. Even as we speak, FCT where we live, as of last week, the workers were still protesting that they've not even collected the 70,000 naira minimum wage. If you look at other states, they've not paid. The question therefore becomes, what exactly are the labor union members doing? What exactly are they doing? Is it that you just come, sit with the governors, so government officials, and what exactly are you negotiating? Because the workers' welfare from 1999 to date, workers have not fared better. We have seen, they have told you they will bring CNG. Where are the CNG? Even those that promise Aero 5 buses, where are the Aero 5 buses? I had just told you before now that what is happening to Nigerian workers is that Nigerian workers actually live as if they are unemployed. But in reality, they are employed. And you don't expect productivity and national growth and development in a country where this kind of thing is happening. Clearly, to your question, in my opinion, the Nigerian Labour Congress has not been able to really negotiate for proper welfare for its people. I am not saying that the government should do all of that. But the negotiation has not been that reasonable that can really address the challenges of Nigerian workers. What I see the workers do, the union do, is more or less what they call more or less campaign and advocacy, more or less campaign and advocacy, more or less visibility, more or less noise making. I'm sorry to use the word, but they have not been able to influence government policies and programs that will result in 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 better workers' welfare. And the problem for me really is that increasingly Nigerians are beginning to lose their trust on the ability of the Nigerian Labour Congress to even negotiate for their own welfare, for the welfare of the workers. We've seen number of strike that they proposed that they're going to go within 24 hours. One or two persons were brought on a round table, and the strike was called off, and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. I am thinking, in my opinion, I don't think that the Nigerian Labour Congress, the union people members, have actually negotiated or actually represented Nigeria workers in the best interest.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Liberty. All right, so lastly, so that I can open the phone line for people to also comment. Are there laws, are there labor laws that we need to implement to ensure some of these things? Do we need to formulate any law? Do we need to formulate any law? You know, because repeatedly on the program, you constantly told us that it's not about the law, that it's about the political elite. So I just want to know: are there labor laws? Because I know the ILO, the International Labour Organizations, have some stipulations for every what's it called? Every country as per laws, as per welfare of citizens. Are there labor laws that we need maybe to put in place? I don't know. I don't get your question.
Yeah. Let me also say first and foremost, I need you to know that we have. I think that the labor.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello? Okay, I think the network is hello? Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, sir. Please go on, sir. I think you need to start afresh because we didn't get to hear some of the things you were saying.
I am saying
Yes,
that
sir.
even the minimum wage itself,
Yes, sir.
it's established by law.
Yes,
I
it
think they
is.
have minimum wage act.
Yes, sir.
So it is not a question of whether you want to pay or not. It's a question that the law mandates you to pay it. It is not whether you want to pay it or not. So the law already makes it obligatory for state, for obligatory for anybody engaging. So the law has already made it obligatory for a minimum wage in this country to be 70,000.
Yes,
But
sir.
the question is, are they paying this wage? No. Under the labor law in this country, in short, what is it? Casual workers are 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 even illegal. You don't need to have casual workers because if you do that to some extent, you are infringing on the workers' right. These are some of the issues. So for me really, and the idea of even refusing to pay worker, people sign contracts in this part of the world. People, you will give people employment, and you as we speak today, many some of the workers in Abuja, for instance, let's say the primary school is on strike. If I'm not mistaken, what is the issue? They are saying some of them are saying they will not be paid salary. But what I'm saying is that all job is a contract, offer and acceptance. By the time you get somebody hired, it therefore means you are under the obligation to pay the person at the end of the month if the person has rendered his own part of service as prescribed in job description. I am saying that I do not, like as I always say, I do not also strongly believe that the problem is not the law. The problem is the behavior of the political elite. For God's sake, minimum wage you are discussing today, they are protesting here and there. It's the is a stipulation of the law. It's simply saying obey the law and pay workers their wage. Of course, we know that even this wage is not taking them anywhere. But as minimal as the wage is, pay them. For me, really, Bishop, it's not only about the law. It is about the behavior of the political elite. And it's about the system we operate that people don't feel that they are responsible, and the system does not hold anybody accountable and responsible. This is what I think, and this is my personal opinion about it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Liberty. I really appreciate you. I think you have done so much on this. You have talked about so many things. Thank you so much. God bless you, sir. I'll leave you for now.
You're welcome.
All right. Happy Workers' Day to you too. All